Hello friends, welcome to the book summary. In this video, we will see the detailed book summary of How to Become a People Magnet written by Mark Reclaw. Before entering the book summary, kindly like the video and subscribe to our channel. Book's link is given in the description. You can buy the book from Amazon. Let's start. How to Become a People Magnet is a self-help book written by Mark Reclaw that aims to teach readers how to develop the skills needed to attract and connect with people. The book is divided into 62 sections, each of which focuses on a specific aspect of becoming a people magnet. How to Become a People Magnet is a practical guide for anyone looking to improve their social skills and build stronger relationships with others. The book offers a comprehensive set of strategies and techniques for developing the confidence, empathy, and communication skills needed to become a people magnet. Introduction. Do you struggle to connect with people or find it difficult to build strong relationships? Are you tired of feeling lonely or isolated, or missing out on opportunities because of poor communication skills? If so, you're not alone. Many people struggle with social interactions, whether due to shyness, lack of confidence, or simply a lack of knowledge about how to connect with others. But the good news is that social skills are just that, skills. They can be learned and developed with practice and persistence. And in this book, I'm going to show you how. My name is Mark Reclaw, and I'm a personal development coach and author. I've spent years studying the science of human behavior and communication, and I've helped thousands of people around the world to develop the skills needed to connect with others and build meaningful relationships. In this book, I'm going to share with you the strategies and techniques I've learned over the years, and show you how to become a people magnet. Whether you're looking to improve your social life, build a stronger network of contacts, or simply learn how to connect with others on a deeper level, this book will provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Throughout the book, I'll cover a range of topics, from developing a positive mindset to mastering the art of conversation. I'll show you how to use body language and nonverbal cues to build rapport, how to network effectively both online and offline, and how to cultivate emotional intelligence to understand and manage your own emotions and those of others. But most importantly, I'll show you how to put all of these skills together to become a people magnet. With practice, patience, and persistence, you can learn to connect with others in a way that is authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling. So, if you're ready to take your social skills to the next level, let's get started. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, whether you're looking to build a stronger network or simply connect more deeply with those around you, this book will provide you with the tools you need to become a people magnet. Chapter 1: Understanding Human Nature. This chapter lays the foundation for the book by discussing the importance of understanding human behavior and psychology in order to improve our social skills and become more likable to others. The chapter begins by explaining that human behavior is largely driven by emotions, and that understanding these emotions is key to understanding human nature. The author then goes on to discuss the 5 basic emotions: happiness, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust, and how these emotions influence our behavior and interactions with others. Next, the chapter explores the concept of personality types and how they can impact our interactions with others. The author introduces the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, and the Big 5 personality traits as 2 commonly used frameworks for understanding personality types. The chapter also delves into the concept of self-esteem and how it can impact our social interactions. The author explains that people with high self-esteem tend to be more confident and outgoing, while those with low self-esteem may struggle with social situations and interactions. Finally, the chapter concludes by discussing the importance of empathy in understanding human nature. The author explains that empathy involves being able to understand and share the feelings of others, and that developing empathy can help us connect with others and improve our social skills. Overall, Chapter 1 of How to Become a People Magnet provides a comprehensive overview of the key concepts and principles that underlie human behavior and psychology. It sets the stage for the rest of the book by emphasizing the importance of understanding these concepts in order to become more likable and successful in our interactions with others. Chapter 2: The Important Subject of Any Conversation. This chapter focuses on the importance of finding common ground in conversations and building rapport with others. The chapter begins by discussing the concept of small talk and its role in building relationships. The author explains that small talk is a way to establish rapport with others and find common ground, which can then lead to more meaningful conversations. Next, the chapter explores the importance of listening in conversations. The author emphasizes that listening is key to building rapport and understanding others, and that it involves more than just hearing what someone is saying. The author provides several tips for active listening, including maintaining eye contact, asking questions, and summarizing what the other person has said. The chapter also discusses the importance of body language in communication. The author explains that our body language can communicate a lot about our emotions and intentions, and that being aware of our own body language can help us communicate more effectively with others. Finally, the chapter concludes by emphasizing the importance of authenticity in conversations. The author explains that being authentic and genuine in our interactions with others is key to building trust and forming meaningful relationships. Overall, Chapter 2 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical tips and advice for building rapport with others and having meaningful conversations. It emphasizes the importance of finding common ground, active listening, body language, and authenticity in communication, and sets the stage for the rest of the book by highlighting the key skills and principles that underlie successful social interactions. Chapter 3: Make People Feel Important. This chapter focuses on the importance of making others feel valued and appreciated, and how doing so can help us build stronger and more meaningful relationships. The chapter begins by discussing the basic human need for validation and recognition. The author explains that we all want to feel important and valued, and that fulfilling this need in others is key to building strong relationships. Next, the chapter explores several ways to make others feel important. The author emphasizes the importance of being genuinely interested in others, asking questions, and actively listening to their responses. The author also suggests expressing gratitude and appreciation for others, as well as offering compliments and positive feedback. The chapter also discusses the importance of using people's names in conversation. The author explains that using someone's name can help to establish a personal connection and make them feel valued and important. Finally, the chapter concludes by discussing the importance of being present in our interactions with others. The author explains that being fully present and engaged in conversation is key to making others feel important and valued. Overall, Chapter 3 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical tips and advice for making others feel important and valued. It emphasizes the importance of being genuinely interested in others, expressing gratitude and appreciation, using people's names, and being present in our interactions. By implementing these strategies, we can build stronger and more meaningful relationships with those around us. Chapter 4: The Most Important Characteristic: Agree with People. This chapter focuses on the importance of finding common ground and agreeing with others, even in situations where we may have different opinions or perspectives. The chapter begins by discussing the power of agreement in building relationships. The author explains that when we agree with others, it can create a sense of rapport and connection, even in situations where we may have different opinions or perspectives. Next, the chapter explores the concept of mirroring and matching in communication. The author explains that mirroring involves matching our body language, tone, and pace of speech to that of the person we are speaking with, while matching involves using similar language and expressions. The author suggests that mirroring and matching can help to establish a sense of similarity and rapport with others. The chapter also discusses the importance of being flexible in our communication style. The author emphasizes that being able to adapt our communication style to match the preferences of others is key to building strong relationships. Finally, the chapter concludes by discussing the importance of empathy in communication. The author explains that empathy involves being able to understand and share the feelings of others, and that this can help us to build stronger and more meaningful relationships. Overall, Chapter 4 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical tips and advice for finding common ground and agreeing with others. It emphasizes the power of agreement in building relationships, and provides strategies for mirroring and matching communication styles, being flexible, and showing empathy. By implementing these strategies, we can become more effective communicators and build stronger relationships with those around us. Chapter 5: How to Make People Like You Immediately. This chapter focuses on practical tips and strategies for building rapport with others and creating a positive first impression. The chapter begins by discussing the importance of making a positive first impression. The author explains that first impressions can be powerful, and that making a good first impression can help to establish a sense of trust and rapport with others. Next, the chapter explores several strategies for making a positive first impression. The author suggests smiling, making eye contact, and using open body language to signal friendliness and approachability. The author also suggests finding common ground and showing interest in others as a way to establish rapport and connection. The chapter also discusses the importance of being authentic in our interactions with others. The author emphasizes that being genuine and sincere can help us to establish trust and build stronger relationships. Finally, the chapter concludes by discussing the importance of positivity and enthusiasm. The author suggests that having a positive attitude and showing enthusiasm can help us to create a sense of energy and excitement in our interactions with others. Overall, Chapter 5 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical tips and advice for making a positive first impression and building rapport with others. It emphasizes the importance of smiling, making eye contact, using open body language, finding common ground, and being authentic and positive in our interactions. By implementing these strategies, we can become more effective communicators and build stronger relationships with those around us. Chapter 6: How to Make a Good Impression. This chapter focuses on practical tips and strategies for creating a positive impression in various settings, such as job interviews, social events, and meetings. The chapter begins by discussing the importance of preparation. The author emphasizes the importance of doing research and preparing in advance for any situation where we want to make a good impression. Next, the chapter explores several strategies for creating a positive impression. The author suggests dressing appropriately, being punctual, and maintaining good hygiene as ways to signal professionalism and respect. The author also suggests using confident body language and avoiding negative self-talk as ways to project confidence and positivity. The chapter also discusses the importance of communication skills in creating a positive impression. The author emphasizes the importance of speaking clearly and concisely, asking questions, and actively listening as ways to demonstrate competence and interest. Finally, the chapter concludes by discussing the importance of following up after a meeting or event. The author suggests sending a thank you note or email as a way to demonstrate gratitude and professionalism. Overall, Chapter 6 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical tips and advice for creating a positive impression in various settings. It emphasizes the importance of preparation, dressing appropriately, being punctual, maintaining good hygiene, using confident body language, avoiding negative self-talk, communicating effectively, and following up after a meeting or event. By implementing these strategies, we can become more effective communicators and build stronger relationships with those around us. Chapter 7: How to Connect with People. This chapter focuses on practical tips and strategies for building deeper connections with others and fostering meaningful relationships. The chapter begins by discussing the importance of empathy. The author explains that empathy involves putting ourselves in other people's shoes and understanding their perspectives and feelings. The author suggests that empathy can help us to connect with others and build stronger relationships. Next, the chapter explores several strategies for connecting with people. The author suggests active listening, asking open-ended questions, and sharing our own experiences and feelings as ways to foster deeper connections. The author also suggests finding common interests and values as a way to build rapport and connection. The chapter also discusses the importance of vulnerability in building deeper connections. The author emphasizes the importance of being open and honest with others, and sharing our own vulnerabilities and insecurities as a way to build trust and foster deeper connections. Finally, the chapter concludes by discussing the importance of gratitude and appreciation in building deeper connections. The author suggests expressing gratitude and appreciation for others as a way to show respect and build stronger relationships. Overall, Chapter 7 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical tips and advice for building deeper connections with others and fostering meaningful relationships. It emphasizes the importance of empathy, active listening, asking open-ended questions, sharing our own experiences and feelings, finding common interests and values, vulnerability, and gratitude and appreciation. By implementing these strategies, we can become more effective communicators and build stronger relationships with those around us. Chapter 8: How to Develop an Attractive Personality. This chapter focuses on practical tips and strategies for cultivating traits and qualities that are attractive and appealing to others. The chapter begins by discussing the importance of self-awareness. The author explains that self-awareness involves understanding our own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and recognizing areas where we can improve. The author suggests that self-awareness can help us to cultivate an attractive personality. Next, the chapter explores several traits and qualities that are attractive to others. The author suggests that being optimistic, curious, and passionate can make us more attractive to others. The author also suggests being authentic, compassionate, and kind as ways to cultivate an attractive personality. The chapter also discusses the importance of continuous learning and growth. The author emphasizes the importance of seeking out new experiences, learning new skills, and expanding our knowledge as ways to cultivate an attractive personality. Finally, the chapter concludes by discussing the importance of practicing gratitude and mindfulness. The author suggests that practicing gratitude and mindfulness can help us to cultivate a positive and attractive personality. Overall, Chapter 8 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical tips and advice for cultivating an attractive personality. It emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, optimism, curiosity, passion, authenticity, compassion, kindness, continuous learning and growth, gratitude, and mindfulness. By implementing these strategies, we can become more attractive and appealing to others, and build stronger relationships with those around us. Chapter 9, It's What They Want, Not What You Want. This chapter focuses on the importance of understanding and meeting the needs and desires of others in order to build strong relationships. The chapter begins by discussing the importance of empathy and active listening. The author explains that by understanding the needs and desires of others, we can better meet their expectations and build stronger relationships. The author suggests that active listening, asking questions, and observing nonverbal cues can help us to better understand the needs and desires of others. Next, the chapter explores several strategies for meeting the needs and desires of others. The author suggests that by providing value, solving problems, and offering support, we can build trust and foster stronger relationships. The author also emphasizes the importance of being flexible and adaptable, and meeting people where they are, rather than expecting them to conform to our own expectations. The chapter also discusses the importance of setting boundaries and expectations in relationships. The author suggests that by setting clear boundaries and communicating our own expectations, we can avoid misunderstandings and build stronger relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Finally, the chapter concludes by discussing the importance of continuous improvement and growth. The author emphasizes the importance of seeking feedback and using it to improve our relationships and better meet the needs and desires of others. Overall, Chapter 9 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical tips and advice for understanding and meeting the needs and desires of others. It emphasizes the importance of empathy, active listening, providing value, solving problems, offering support, flexibility, setting boundaries and expectations, and continuous improvement and growth. By implementing these strategies, we can build stronger relationships based on mutual understanding and respect, and become more effective communicators and people magnets. Chapter 10, Listen to People Actively. This chapter focuses on the importance of active listening as a key skill for building strong relationships with others. The chapter begins by discussing the difference between passive and active listening. The author explains that passive listening involves simply hearing the words that someone is saying, while active listening involves actively engaging with the speaker and demonstrating that we are fully present and attentive. Next, the chapter explores several strategies for active listening. The author suggests that by paying attention to nonverbal cues, asking clarifying questions, and summarizing what the speaker has said, we can demonstrate that we are fully engaged and interested in what they have to say. The author also suggests avoiding distractions and giving the speaker our full attention, as well as refraining from interrupting or imposing our own thoughts and opinions. The chapter also discusses the importance of empathy in active listening. The author suggests that by putting ourselves in the speaker's shoes and understanding their perspective and emotions, we can better connect with them and build stronger relationships. Finally, the chapter concludes by discussing the benefits of active listening. The author suggests that by demonstrating that we are fully present and engaged, we can build trust, foster stronger relationships, and gain valuable insights and information. Overall, Chapter 10 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical tips and advice for developing active listening skills. It emphasizes the importance of paying attention to nonverbal cues, asking clarifying questions, summarizing what the speaker has said, avoiding distractions, refraining from interrupting, and practicing empathy. By implementing these strategies, we can become more effective communicators, build stronger relationships, and become true people magnets. Chapter 11: Become an Influencer. In this chapter, the author discusses how to develop the skills and qualities that are necessary to become an influential person who can inspire and motivate others. The chapter begins by defining what it means to be an influencer. The author explains that influencers are people who have the ability to inspire and motivate others, and who are respected and admired by those around them. Next, the chapter explores several key qualities that are essential for becoming an influencer. These qualities include having a clear vision and purpose, being confident and self-assured, and being able to communicate effectively with others. The author also suggests that being a good listener and being empathetic are important qualities for influencers to possess. The chapter then goes on to discuss several strategies for developing these qualities and becoming a more influential person. The author suggests that setting clear goals and priorities, focusing on personal growth and development, and seeking out new challenges and opportunities can help to build confidence and self-assurance. Additionally, the author recommends practicing effective communication skills, such as active listening and clear and concise speech, in order to become a more effective influencer. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of building strong relationships with others. The author suggests that by being supportive, empathetic, and respectful towards others, we can build trust and create a positive impact on those around us. Furthermore, the author suggests that by surrounding ourselves with positive and like-minded people, we can create a supportive and encouraging environment that can help us to achieve our goals and become more influential. Overall, Chapter 11 of How to Become a People Magnet provides practical advice and strategies for developing the skills and qualities necessary to become an influential person who can inspire and motivate others. By focusing on personal growth and development, practicing effective communication skills, and building strong relationships with others, we can become true people magnets who have a positive impact on the world around us. Chapter 12: How to Convince People Real Quick. The chapter focuses on strategies and techniques to persuade people in a short amount of time. The author starts by explaining that the ability to persuade people quickly is a valuable skill in many areas of life, such as sales, negotiations, and job interviews. He notes that persuasion is not manipulation, but rather a way to communicate effectively and get others to see things from our perspective. The first technique the author suggests is to find common ground with the person you're trying to persuade. He advises that you should start by listening to the other person and finding out what they care about. Once you have identified common interests, you can use them to build rapport and establish a connection. The second technique is to use storytelling to convey your message. The author explains that people are more likely to remember and connect with information presented in a story format than in a dry, factual manner. He suggests using stories to illustrate your points and make your message more relatable and memorable. The third technique is to use persuasive language. The author advises using words and phrases that appeal to emotions and trigger a positive response in the listener. For example, using words like amazing, fantastic, and incredible can create a positive association with your message. The fourth technique is to use social proof. The author explains that people are more likely to accept an idea if they see that others have already accepted it. He suggests using testimonials, case studies, and statistics to demonstrate that others have had success with your idea or product. The fifth technique is to use scarcity. The author notes that people are more likely to take action when they believe that a resource or opportunity is scarce or limited. He advises using phrases like limited time offer or only a few left to create a sense of urgency and motivate people to act. The chapter concludes with a reminder that persuasion is not about tricking or manipulating people but rather about communicating effectively and presenting your ideas in a way that resonates with others. The author encourages readers to practice these techniques and to use them ethically and responsibly. Chapter 13: Get People to Say Yes to You. The chapter focuses on techniques to increase the likelihood that others will agree to our requests. The author starts by explaining that people are more likely to say yes to someone they like and trust. He notes that building rapport and establishing a connection with others is a crucial first step to increasing the chances that they will agree to our requests. The first technique the author suggests is to make our requests specific and clear. He explains that vague or ambiguous requests are more likely to be met with confusion or resistance. Instead, we should clearly communicate what we want and why we want it. The second technique is to use reciprocity. The author notes that people are more likely to say yes to us if they feel that we have done something for them in the past or if we offer to do something for them in the future. He suggests finding ways to help others and to be generous with our time and resources. The third technique is to use social proof. The author explains that people are more likely to agree to our requests if they see that others have already agreed to them. He suggests using testimonials, endorsements, and examples of similar people who have said yes to our requests. The fourth technique is to use authority. The author notes that people are more likely to agree to our requests if they believe that we are experts or have a position of authority. He suggests using credentials, certifications, or other indicators of expertise to establish our authority. The fifth technique is to use scarcity. The author explains that people are more likely to agree to our requests if they believe that the opportunity is scarce or limited. He suggests creating a sense of urgency by emphasizing that there is a limited time or number of opportunities available. The chapter concludes with a reminder that the goal is not to manipulate or trick others into saying yes, but rather to communicate our requests in a clear and compelling way. The author encourages readers to use these techniques ethically and to focus on building genuine relationships with others. Chapter 14, Talk Less, Do More. The chapter focuses on the importance of taking action and following through on our commitments. The author starts by explaining that talk is cheap and that people are more impressed by those who take action and deliver results. He notes that taking action is essential for building credibility, gaining respect, and achieving our goals. The first step the author suggests is to set clear goals and develop a plan of action. He advises breaking down big goals into smaller, more manageable tasks and setting specific deadlines for each task. The second step is to take action and start working towards our goals. The author emphasizes that the most important thing is to start, even if the first steps are small. He notes that taking action builds momentum and increases our confidence and motivation. The third step is to overcome obstacles and challenges. The author acknowledges that obstacles are inevitable, but encourages readers to view them as opportunities to learn and grow. He suggests seeking support from others, reframing negative thoughts, and persevering through difficult times. The fourth step is to stay focused and avoid distractions. The author notes that distractions can derail our progress and suggests strategies for staying focused, such as setting priorities, creating a conducive environment, and avoiding multitasking. The fifth step is to follow through on our commitments. The author emphasizes that following through on our promises is essential for building trust and maintaining relationships. He advises being honest and transparent about our capabilities and limitations, and communicating proactively if there are any changes in our plans. The chapter concludes with a reminder that talk is cheap, and that taking action is the key to success. The author encourages readers to develop a bias towards action, focus on their goals, and persist through obstacles and challenges. Chapter 15, Respect Other People's Opinions. The chapter focuses on the importance of listening to and valuing the perspectives of others. The author starts by noting that everyone has their own unique experiences and perspectives, and that respecting these differences is essential for building relationships and fostering a positive social environment. The first step the author suggests is to actively listen to others. He explains that active listening involves focusing our attention on the speaker, asking clarifying questions, and demonstrating empathy and understanding. The second step is to avoid judging or criticizing others for their opinions. The author notes that everyone has the right to their own beliefs and that criticism or condemnation is likely to lead to defensiveness and resentment. The third step is to seek out diverse perspectives. The author notes that exposure to different viewpoints can broaden our understanding of the world and increase our empathy and compassion. The fourth step is to communicate respectfully and constructively. The author suggests using I statements, acknowledging the validity of other viewpoints, and avoiding personal attacks or insults. The fifth step is to be open to changing our own opinions. The author notes that being open to new ideas and perspectives can lead to personal growth and greater understanding of the world. The chapter concludes with a reminder that respecting other people's opinions is essential for building positive relationships and fostering a harmonious social environment. The author encourages readers to practice active listening, avoid judging others, seek out diverse perspectives, communicate respectfully, and be open to changing their own opinions. Chapter 16: Be authentic. Be transparent. Be you. The chapter emphasizes the importance of being true to oneself and cultivating authenticity and transparency in our interactions with others. The author starts by noting that authenticity is an essential ingredient for building trust and fostering positive relationships. He explains that being authentic involves being honest about our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, and avoiding putting on a facade or pretending to be someone we are not. The first step the author suggests is to identify and embrace our values and beliefs. He notes that having a clear sense of our own values and beliefs can help guide our actions and interactions with others. The second step is to communicate honestly and transparently. The author notes that being transparent about our intentions and motivations can help build trust and foster positive relationships. The third step is to practice self-awareness and self-reflection. The author suggests taking time to reflect on our own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and being willing to acknowledge and address any areas where we may need to improve. The fourth step is to embrace vulnerability. The author notes that vulnerability is often viewed as a weakness, but in reality, it can be a strength. Being willing to be vulnerable and share our thoughts and feelings with others can help build deeper connections and foster greater empathy and understanding. The fifth step is to be true to oneself. The author encourages readers to embrace their unique qualities and quirks and to avoid trying to conform to the expectations of others. The chapter concludes with a reminder that authenticity and transparency are essential for building trust and fostering positive relationships. The author encourages readers to identify and embrace their values and beliefs, communicate honestly and transparently, practice self-awareness and self-reflection, embrace vulnerability, and be true to themselves. Chapter 17: Communicate effectively. The chapter focuses on the importance of clear and effective communication in building positive relationships and fostering a harmonious social environment. The author starts by noting that effective communication involves both speaking and listening. He explains that clear communication is essential for conveying our thoughts and ideas, while active listening is essential for understanding the perspectives of others. The first step the author suggests is to speak clearly and concisely. He notes that using clear and simple language can help ensure that our message is understood. The second step is to be aware of our body language and tone of voice. The author notes that nonverbal communication can be just as important as verbal communication in conveying our message and that our tone of voice can affect how our message is received. The third step is to actively listen to others. The author suggests using active listening techniques such as asking clarifying questions, summarizing what the speaker has said, and demonstrating empathy and understanding. The fourth step is to be mindful of our emotions. The author notes that our emotions can affect how we communicate and that being aware of our emotional state can help us communicate more effectively. The fifth step is to be open to feedback. The author notes that feedback can help us improve our communication skills and encourages readers to be receptive to constructive criticism. The chapter concludes with a reminder that effective communication is essential for building positive relationships and fostering a harmonious social environment. The author encourages readers to speak clearly and concisely, be aware of their body language and tone of voice, actively listen to others, be mindful of their emotions, and be open to feedback. Chapter 18: The Deadly Sin in Human Relations You Need to Avoid. The chapter focuses on the importance of avoiding the sin of envy in our relationships with others. The author starts by noting that envy can be a destructive force in our relationships with others. He explains that envy involves resenting others for their successes or possessions and can lead to feelings of bitterness, resentment, and self-doubt. The first step the author suggests is to recognize the signs of envy. He notes that envy can manifest in different ways, including feeling resentful of others' successes, feeling inferior or inadequate compared to others, and obsessing over what others have or do. The second step is to cultivate gratitude. The author notes that practicing gratitude can help counteract feelings of envy and foster a more positive outlook on life. The third step is to focus on our own strengths and accomplishments. The author suggests shifting our focus from what others have or do to our own strengths and accomplishments. The fourth step is to practice empathy and compassion. The author notes that practicing empathy and compassion can help us connect with others and cultivate positive relationships. The fifth step is to avoid comparing ourselves to others. The author notes that comparisons can be a trap that leads to feelings of envy and encourages readers to focus on their own progress and growth. The chapter concludes with a reminder that envy can be a destructive force in our relationships with others. The author encourages readers to recognize the signs of envy, cultivate gratitude, focus on their own strengths and accomplishments, practice empathy and compassion, and avoid comparing themselves to others. By doing so, readers can avoid the sin of envy and foster positive relationships with others. Chapter 19. Say Thank You. The chapter focuses on the importance of expressing gratitude in building positive relationships and fostering a more positive outlook on life. The author starts by noting that gratitude is a powerful tool that can help us cultivate positive emotions, increase our sense of well-being, and strengthen our relationships with others. The first step the author suggests is to practice gratitude daily. He notes that taking a few minutes each day to reflect on what we are grateful for can help us cultivate a more positive outlook on life. The second step is to express gratitude to others. The author suggests expressing gratitude through simple acts such as saying thank you, writing thank you notes, or sending thank you emails. The third step is to be specific in our expressions of gratitude. The author notes that being specific in our expressions of gratitude can help us connect more deeply with others and make our expressions of gratitude more meaningful. The fourth step is to express gratitude even in difficult situations. The author notes that expressing gratitude even in difficult situations can help us cultivate a more positive outlook on life and foster resilience. The chapter concludes with a reminder that expressing gratitude is a powerful tool for building positive relationships and fostering a more positive outlook on life. The author encourages readers to practice gratitude daily, express gratitude to others, be specific in their expressions of gratitude, and express gratitude even in difficult situations. By doing so, readers can cultivate a more positive outlook on life and build stronger, more positive relationships with others. Chapter 20. Admit Your Mistakes. The chapter focuses on the importance of admitting our mistakes in building positive relationships and fostering a more positive outlook on life. The author starts by noting that admitting our mistakes can be difficult, but it is an important step in building positive relationships and fostering a more positive outlook on life. The first step the author suggests is to take responsibility for our mistakes. He notes that taking responsibility means acknowledging that we made a mistake and taking steps to correct it. The second step is to apologize sincerely. The author notes that a sincere apology involves acknowledging the impact of our actions, expressing remorse, and taking steps to make amends. The third step is to learn from our mistakes. The author notes that mistakes can be valuable learning opportunities and encourages readers to reflect on what they can learn from their mistakes. The fourth step is to let go of perfectionism. The author notes that striving for perfection can lead to unrealistic expectations and can make it difficult to admit our mistakes. The chapter concludes with a reminder that admitting our mistakes is an important step in building positive relationships and fostering a more positive outlook on life. The author encourages readers to take responsibility for their mistakes, apologize sincerely, learn from their mistakes, and let go of perfectionism. By doing so, readers can cultivate a more positive outlook on life and build stronger, more positive relationships with others. Chapter 21. Stop Gossiping. The chapter focuses on the negative impact of gossiping on relationships and offers tips for breaking the habit of gossiping. The author starts by noting that gossiping can be tempting, but it can be harmful to relationships. Gossiping can damage trust, create negativity, and harm reputations. The first step the author suggests is to recognize the harmful effects of gossiping. He notes that gossiping can create a toxic environment and encourages readers to reflect on how they feel when they hear gossip. The second step is to resist the urge to gossip. The author suggests finding positive ways to channel our energy and avoiding situations where gossiping is likely to occur. The third step is to be mindful of the language we use when talking about others. The author notes that using negative language can contribute to a culture of gossip and encourages readers to use neutral or positive language instead. The fourth step is to confront gossip when we hear it. The author notes that confronting gossip can be difficult, but it is important to stand up for what is right and to create a more positive environment. The chapter concludes with a reminder that gossiping can be harmful to relationships and encourages readers to break the habit of gossiping. The author encourages readers to recognize the harmful effects of gossiping, resist the urge to gossip, be mindful of the language they use, and confront gossip when they hear it. By doing so, readers can cultivate a more positive environment and build stronger, more positive relationships with others. Chapter 22: Stop Judging. The chapter focuses on the negative impact of judging others on relationships and offers tips for breaking the habit of judging. The author starts by noting that judging others can be harmful to relationships. Judging others can damage trust, create negativity, and harm our own self-esteem. The first step the author suggests is to recognize the harmful effects of judging. He notes that judging others can create a negative environment and encourages readers to reflect on how they feel when they judge others. The second step is to resist the urge to judge. The author suggests finding positive ways to channel our energy and avoiding situations where judging is likely to occur. The third step is to be mindful of the language we use when talking about others. The author notes that using negative language can contribute to a culture of judgment and encourages readers to use neutral or positive language instead. The fourth step is to practice empathy and compassion. The author notes that practicing empathy and compassion can help us understand others and reduce the urge to judge. The chapter concludes with a reminder that judging others can be harmful to relationships and encourages readers to break the habit of judging. The author encourages readers to recognize the harmful effects of judging, resist the urge to judge, be mindful of the language they use, and practice empathy and compassion. By doing so, readers can cultivate a more positive environment and build stronger, more positive relationships with others. Chapter 23: Forgive Everyone. The chapter focuses on the importance of forgiveness in relationships and offers tips for practicing forgiveness. The author starts by noting that holding on to grudges and resentments can be harmful to relationships. Forgiveness is a process that can help us let go of negative emotions and move on from past hurts. The first step the author suggests is to recognize the importance of forgiveness. He notes that forgiveness is not about condoning someone's behavior, but rather about letting go of negative emotions and moving forward. The second step is to practice self-forgiveness. The author notes that forgiving ourselves can be just as important as forgiving others and encourages readers to be kind to themselves. The third step is to practice empathy and understanding. The author notes that understanding someone's perspective can help us let go of negative emotions and cultivate compassion. The fourth step is to communicate with the person we need to forgive. The author suggests approaching the person in a calm and non-judgmental way and expressing how we feel. The chapter concludes with a reminder that forgiveness is an important process for building strong relationships. The author encourages readers to recognize the importance of forgiveness, practice self-forgiveness, practice empathy and understanding, and communicate with the person we need to forgive. By doing so, readers can cultivate a more positive environment and build stronger, more positive relationships with others. Chapter 24: Keep Your Word. The chapter focuses on the importance of keeping our commitments and offers tips for building trust through reliability. The author starts by noting that keeping our word is essential for building trust in relationships. When we make a commitment, we need to follow through on it. The first step the author suggests is to be realistic about our commitments. We should only make commitments that we can realistically keep and avoid overcommitting ourselves. The second step is to prioritize our commitments. The author notes that we should prioritize commitments based on their importance and make sure to follow through on our most important commitments. The third step is to communicate our commitments clearly. The author suggests being clear about what we can and cannot commit to and setting clear expectations with others. The fourth step is to take action on our commitments. The author notes that following through on commitments is essential for building trust and encourages readers to take action as soon as possible. The chapter concludes with a reminder that keeping our word is essential for building trust in relationships. The author encourages readers to be realistic about commitments, prioritize commitments, communicate commitments clearly, and take action on commitments. By doing so, readers can cultivate reliability and build stronger, more positive relationships with others. Chapter 25: Treat others as you would like others to treat you. This chapter is about the Golden Rule, which is a fundamental principle that is found in many different cultures and religions. The Golden Rule is to treat others the way we would like to be treated. The author begins the chapter by discussing the importance of treating others with respect, kindness, and empathy. He notes that by doing so, we can create positive relationships with others and improve our own lives. The author then goes on to explain the Golden Rule and how it can be applied in our daily lives. He suggests that we should put ourselves in other people's shoes and try to understand their perspective. By doing so, we can treat others with compassion and empathy. The author also notes that we should be mindful of our words and actions and how they may impact others. We should be kind, respectful, and considerate, even in difficult situations. The chapter concludes with a reminder that treating others as we would like to be treated is a powerful tool for building positive relationships. By showing kindness, empathy, and respect, we can create meaningful connections with others and improve our own lives. The author encourages readers to practice the Golden Rule in their daily lives and see the positive impact it can have on their relationships and interactions with others. Chapter 26: Remember People's Names. This chapter is about the importance of remembering people's names and how it can help us become more successful in our personal and professional lives. The author begins by discussing the power of a person's name and how it can make them feel important and valued. He notes that by remembering someone's name, we can create a positive impression and build a stronger relationship with them. The author then provides some tips and techniques for remembering people's names. He suggests that we should focus on the person's name when we meet them, repeat it to ourselves several times, and associate the name with something memorable or distinctive. The author also notes that it's important to use a person's name when we're talking to them, as it can help to reinforce the connection and show that we value them as an individual. The chapter concludes with a reminder that remembering people's names is a powerful tool for building positive relationships and improving our communication skills. By taking the time to learn and use someone's name, we can create a more memorable and meaningful interaction with them. The author encourages readers to practice remembering people's names and see the positive impact it can have on their personal and professional relationships. Chapter 27: Avoid Arguments. This chapter is about the importance of avoiding arguments and conflicts in our personal and professional relationships. The author begins by noting that arguments are often counterproductive and can damage relationships. He suggests that it's important to approach disagreements with a mindset of seeking understanding and compromise, rather than trying to prove ourselves right or wrong. The author then provides some practical tips for avoiding arguments. He suggests that we should be willing to listen to other people's perspectives, avoid making assumptions or jumping to conclusions, and focus on finding common ground and areas of agreement. The author also notes that it's important to manage our emotions and avoid getting defensive or reactive during a disagreement. He suggests that taking a deep breath, taking a break, or finding a way to calm ourselves down can help us to stay calm and focused during a heated discussion. The chapter concludes with a reminder that avoiding arguments is a key skill for building positive relationships and effective communication. By learning to approach disagreements with a calm and open mindset, we can find solutions that benefit everyone involved and create more harmonious relationships. The author encourages readers to practice these skills and see the positive impact they can have on their personal and professional lives. Chapter 28: Praise and Acknowledge People Honestly and Sincerely. This chapter is about the importance of giving praise and acknowledgement to others, and how it can improve our relationships and build trust. The author begins by noting that people often crave recognition and validation for their efforts and accomplishments. He suggests that by offering honest and sincere praise, we can make others feel appreciated and valued, which can help to strengthen our relationships with them. The author then provides some practical tips for giving praise and acknowledgement. He suggests that we should be specific about what we are praising, and avoid general or vague compliments. He also notes that it's important to be genuine in our praise, and avoid flattery or insincerity. The author also emphasizes the importance of acknowledging the efforts and accomplishments of others, even if they are small or seemingly insignificant. He suggests that by recognizing the hard work and dedication of others, we can create a positive and supportive environment that encourages growth and success. The chapter concludes with a reminder that offering praise and acknowledgement is a simple yet powerful way to build stronger relationships and create a more positive and productive environment. The author encourages readers to make a habit of offering sincere and honest praise to others, and to see the positive impact it can have on their personal and professional lives. Chapter 29: Show everyone kindness and respect. This chapter emphasizes the importance of treating everyone with kindness and respect, regardless of their position or status. The author begins by pointing out that treating others with kindness and respect is not only the right thing to do, but it can also have a positive impact on our own lives. When we show kindness and respect to others, we create a more positive and supportive environment that can benefit everyone. The author then provides some practical tips for showing kindness and respect in our daily interactions with others. He suggests that we should be courteous, patient, and attentive when communicating with others, and avoid interrupting or speaking over them. The author also emphasizes the importance of being empathetic and understanding towards others, and taking the time to listen to their perspectives and concerns. He notes that by showing empathy and understanding, we can build stronger relationships and create a more positive and supportive environment. The chapter concludes with a reminder that showing kindness and respect to others is not only beneficial for them, but it can also improve our own lives. The author encourages readers to make a conscious effort to treat everyone with kindness and respect, and to see the positive impact it can have on their personal and professional relationships. Chapter 30: Don't give direct orders, be more subtle. In this chapter, the author explores how to effectively communicate with others without resorting to direct orders or commands. The author begins by pointing out that people often resist direct orders or commands because they feel like their autonomy is being threatened. To avoid this resistance, the author suggests using more subtle language and approaches when communicating with others. One approach that the author recommends is to frame requests as suggestions or options rather than commands. For example, instead of saying "you need to do this," you could say "have you considered doing this?" The author also suggests using questions to guide others towards a desired outcome, rather than giving direct orders. By asking questions, you can encourage others to think critically about a situation and come up with their own solutions. Another approach the author suggests is to use positive reinforcement to motivate others, rather than using threats or negative consequences. By acknowledging and rewarding positive behavior, you can encourage others to continue behaving in that way. The chapter concludes with a reminder that effective communication is a key component of building strong relationships and influencing others. By being more subtle in your communication style, you can avoid resistance and create a more positive and collaborative environment. Chapter 31: Believe in people's potential. In Chapter 31, Mark Reclaw emphasizes the importance of believing in people's potential. He explains that everyone has unique strengths, talents, and abilities, and it is essential to recognize and encourage these qualities in others. Reclaw suggests that we should approach every interaction with the assumption that the person we are speaking to has potential and something valuable to offer. By doing so, we create an atmosphere of trust and support that motivates people to excel. The author also highlights the importance of positive feedback and encouragement in helping people reach their potential. He suggests that we should focus on what people are doing well and encourage them to continue improving in those areas. Additionally, Reclaw emphasizes that it is crucial to provide opportunities for growth and development. By creating a learning environment, we can help people reach their full potential and achieve their goals. The chapter concludes with a reminder that everyone has the potential to make a positive impact on the world. By believing in people's potential and providing support and encouragement, we can help them achieve their dreams and become the best version of themselves. Chapter 32: Be an example. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of leading by example to become a people magnet. Reclaw argues that people are more likely to follow someone who does what they say and sets a good example for others. He provides various examples of leaders and role models who inspire others through their actions, not just their words. The author also stresses that being an example is not just about being a good role model, but it also helps to create trust and credibility in personal and professional relationships. By following through with promises and demonstrating consistency in behavior, people are more likely to trust and rely on individuals who lead by example. Additionally, Reclaw highlights that by being an example, individuals can inspire others to make positive changes in their own lives. The chapter also provides tips on how to become an example in everyday life, such as being punctual, staying organized, being proactive, and being a good listener. Reclaw suggests focusing on one area to improve at a time and creating small, achievable goals to help build momentum towards becoming a better role model. In summary, the chapter encourages readers to lead by example and be a positive influence on others. By demonstrating good behavior and setting achievable goals, individuals can become more respected, trusted, and successful in their personal and professional relationships. Chapter 33, Remain Humble. Chapter 33 of How to Become a People Magnet by Mark Reclaw focuses on the importance of remaining humble in order to connect with others and build positive relationships. The chapter begins by discussing how ego and pride can often get in the way of effective communication and relationships, and can even lead to conflicts and misunderstandings. Reclaw offers several tips for remaining humble, such as acknowledging one's limitations and seeking feedback and advice from others. He also emphasizes the importance of being open-minded and willing to learn from others, regardless of their position or status. The chapter then goes on to discuss how being humble can help build trust and respect in relationships, as it shows a willingness to listen and consider other perspectives. Reclaw encourages readers to focus on the needs and interests of others, rather than just their own, and to be empathetic and compassionate in their interactions. Finally, the chapter ends by emphasizing the benefits of remaining humble, such as greater self-awareness, improved relationships, and a more fulfilling life overall. Reclaw encourages readers to reflect on their own ego and pride, and to make a conscious effort to remain humble in their interactions with others. Chapter 34, Let the Other Person Come Up with Your Idea. In Chapter 34, the author focuses on the idea of persuasion and how to get someone to accept your idea or suggestion. He explains that instead of forcing your ideas on others, you should let them come up with your idea themselves. This is because when people come up with an idea themselves, they are more likely to be committed to it and follow through with it. Reclaw provides several techniques for encouraging people to come up with your idea. The first technique is to ask questions that lead the other person to come up with your idea on their own. For example, instead of telling your friend to go to the gym, you could ask them if they want to get in better shape, and let them come up with the idea of going to the gym on their own. The second technique is to present your idea as if it's already been accepted, so the other person doesn't feel like they're being persuaded. For example, instead of asking your colleague if they want to work on a project together, you could say something like, "I was thinking about how we could collaborate on this project." The third technique is to use the power of suggestion by mentioning your idea in passing, and letting the other person think about it on their own. For example, you could say something like, "I heard that people who read for 30 minutes a day have better memory and focus," and let your friend come up with the idea of reading more on their own. Reclaw emphasizes the importance of not pushing too hard, and being patient in letting the other person come up with your idea. He also notes that this technique works best when you genuinely believe in your idea and are not trying to manipulate the other person. By letting the other person come up with your idea, you build trust and respect, which can lead to better relationships and outcomes. Chapter 35, Be on Time. This chapter emphasizes the importance of being on time. The author highlights that being late can be a sign of disrespect and can damage one's reputation. Reclaw explains that being on time shows respect for others and demonstrates that you value their time as well as your own. The author suggests that punctuality is a habit that can be developed through practice and planning. He recommends setting reminders, creating a routine, and allowing for extra time to account for unexpected events. Reclaw also advises being honest and communicating effectively if you are running late. In addition to highlighting the importance of being on time, the chapter also addresses the issue of waiting for others who are consistently late. Reclaw suggests setting boundaries and communicating expectations clearly. He also advises being flexible and understanding when there are occasional delays. Ultimately, the chapter emphasizes that being on time is not only a sign of respect and professionalism, but it can also improve one's personal and professional relationships. Chapter 36, Focus on the other person's strength. This chapter focuses on the importance of focusing on the strengths of others in order to build positive relationships. Reclaw suggests that we tend to focus too much on the weaknesses and mistakes of others, which can lead to negative interactions and damaged relationships. Instead, Reclaw suggests that we focus on the strengths of others and encourage them to continue to improve in those areas. He provides examples of how to do this, such as giving specific compliments and acknowledging someone's accomplishments. Reclaw also emphasizes the importance of being genuine in our praise and not simply giving empty compliments. By focusing on the strengths of others, Reclaw believes that we can build stronger relationships and create a more positive environment. He suggests that this approach can be particularly useful in a work setting where employees may feel undervalued or unappreciated. By acknowledging their strengths and accomplishments, we can motivate them and improve their job satisfaction. Overall, Reclaw argues that focusing on the strengths of others is a powerful way to build positive relationships and create a more positive and productive environment. Chapter 37: Don't Criticize. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of avoiding criticism when interacting with people. According to Reclaw, criticism is one of the main reasons for misunderstandings and conflicts in relationships. The author suggests that we should replace criticism with constructive feedback. Instead of criticizing, we should give feedback that is focused on finding a solution to a problem rather than just pointing out the problem. This approach can help people feel more supported and motivated to work on improving their performance. Reclaw also suggests that we should avoid criticizing people's character or personality. Criticizing someone's character or personality can be hurtful and can damage the relationship. Instead, we should focus on criticizing their behavior, actions, or decisions. The author also stresses the importance of avoiding gossip and negative talk about others. Gossip and negative talk can be destructive and can create an unhealthy environment. By avoiding gossip and negative talk, we can create a more positive and supportive environment. Overall, the message of this chapter is that criticism should be avoided in favor of constructive feedback that focuses on finding solutions to problems. By avoiding criticism and negative talk, we can build more positive and supportive relationships with the people around us. Chapter 38: How to Criticize People Constructively. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of giving constructive criticism in a way that helps others grow, rather than tearing them down. The chapter begins by explaining why people tend to avoid giving criticism, and how this can be detrimental to personal and professional relationships. The author then outlines some common mistakes that people make when criticizing others, such as being too vague or focusing on personal attacks rather than specific behaviors. To avoid these pitfalls, the author provides several tips for giving constructive criticism. These include: 1. Be specific. Instead of making vague statements like "you need to be more organized," provide specific examples of areas where the person could improve, such as keeping a cleaner workspace or creating a to-do list. 2. Use I statements. Instead of placing blame on the person, use statements that begin with I to explain how their behavior affects you or others. For example, say, "I feel frustrated when you're consistently late for our meetings," rather than "you're always late." 3. Focus on the behavior, not the person. Criticize the behavior, not the person themselves. Instead of saying you're lazy, say, "I noticed that you haven't been completing your tasks on time." Offer a solution. Instead of just pointing out the problem, offer a suggestion for how the person could improve. For example, suggest that they start using a planner to stay more organized. The author also emphasizes the importance of timing when it comes to criticism. Criticizing someone in front of others or when they're already feeling stressed or overwhelmed is likely to be counterproductive. Instead, try to find a time when the person is receptive to feedback and can focus on what you're saying. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for giving constructive criticism that can help others improve and grow, while also strengthening relationships. By focusing on specific behaviors, using I statements, and offering solutions, anyone can learn to give criticism in a way that is helpful and productive. Chapter 39: Handle Complaints Smoothly. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of handling complaints effectively in order to maintain positive relationships with others. The chapter begins by explaining why complaints can be difficult to handle, and how many people tend to respond defensively or dismissively when they receive a complaint. However, the author argues that handling complaints well can actually improve relationships and prevent future problems. To handle complaints effectively, the author provides several tips, including 1. Listen actively. When someone is complaining, it's important to give them your full attention and show that you're listening. Ask questions to clarify their concerns and avoid interrupting or dismissing their feelings. 2. Acknowledge their feelings. Even if you don't agree with the person's complaint, it's important to acknowledge their feelings and show empathy. Say something like, "I understand how frustrating that must be," or "I'm sorry that happened to you." 3. Take responsibility. If you or your organization is at fault, take responsibility and apologize. Offer a solution or a plan to address the problem. 4. Follow up. After resolving the complaint, follow up with the person to ensure that they're satisfied with the outcome. This can help to build trust and demonstrate your commitment to customer service. The author also offers advice for handling complaints in specific situations, such as when dealing with difficult customers or when receiving complaints through social media. In all cases, the author emphasizes the importance of remaining calm, professional, and focused on finding a solution. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for handling complaints effectively in order to maintain positive relationships with others. By listening actively, acknowledging feelings, taking responsibility, and following up, anyone can learn to handle complaints in a way that is helpful and productive. Chapter 40: A Great Way to Give Feedback. In this chapter, the author introduces a specific method for giving feedback that can help to improve communication and build stronger relationships. The method is called SBIR, which stands for Situation, Behavior, Impact, and Request. The author explains that this method can be used in any situation where feedback is needed, such as in the workplace or in personal relationships. The chapter then goes on to explain each component of the SBIR method in detail. 1. Situation. Begin by describing the specific situation or context in which the behavior occurred. This helps to provide context and avoid making assumptions. 2. Behavior. Describe the behavior that you observed, using specific and objective language. Avoid using judgmental or accusatory language. 3. Impact. Explain the impact that the behavior had on you or others. Be honest and specific about your feelings and how the behavior affected you. 4. Request. Make a request for how the person can improve their behavior in the future. Be clear and specific about what you would like to see them do differently. The author emphasizes the importance of using I statements and avoiding blame or criticism when using the SBIR method. By focusing on specific behaviors and their impact, the method can help to improve communication and prevent defensiveness. The chapter also provides several examples of how the SBIR method can be used in various situations, such as giving feedback to a coworker or addressing a problem in a personal relationship. Overall, the chapter offers a practical and effective method for giving feedback that can improve communication and build stronger relationships. By using the SBIR method and focusing on specific behaviors and their impact, anyone can learn to give feedback in a way that is helpful and productive. Chapter 41: Let the Other Person Save Face. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of preserving others' dignity and avoiding embarrassment or shame. The chapter begins by explaining how people can feel threatened or defensive when they feel that their dignity is being attacked. This can lead to conflicts or breakdowns in communication. Therefore, it is important to allow others to save face and maintain their dignity. To let the other person save face, the author suggests several strategies, including 1. Avoid public criticism. If you need to provide feedback or criticism, do it in private rather than in front of others. This can help to avoid embarrassment and defensiveness. 2. Acknowledge their efforts. Even if someone has made a mistake or fallen short, it's important to acknowledge their efforts and contributions. This can help to maintain their self-esteem and motivation. 3. Focus on the behavior, not the person. When providing feedback, focus on the specific behavior that needs to be addressed rather than criticizing the person as a whole. This can help to avoid personal attacks and maintain respect. 4. Offer support and solutions. Instead of simply pointing out problems or mistakes, offer support and solutions to help the person improve. This can demonstrate that you are on their side and want to help them succeed. The chapter also provides several examples of how the let the other person save face approach can be used in various situations, such as in the workplace or in personal relationships. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for preserving others' dignity and avoiding embarrassment or shame. By letting the other person save face and maintaining respect and support, anyone can improve communication and build stronger relationships. Chapter 42. Make people feel happy about what you are telling them to do. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of creating positive emotions when making requests or giving instructions. The chapter begins by explaining how people are more likely to comply with requests when they feel positive emotions such as happiness or enthusiasm. Therefore, it is important to frame requests or instructions in a way that creates positive emotions. To make people feel happy about what you are telling them to do, the author suggests several strategies, including 1. Use positive language. Instead of using negative language that focuses on what not to do, use positive language that focuses on what to do. This can create a more positive and motivating tone. 2. Use humor. Using humor can help to create a relaxed and positive atmosphere, which can make people more receptive to your requests or instructions. 3. Use enthusiasm. When making requests or giving instructions, use a tone of enthusiasm and energy. This can create a sense of excitement and motivation. 4. Connect to their values. If possible, connect your request or instruction to the person's values or goals. This can create a sense of purpose and meaning. The chapter also provides several examples of how these strategies can be used in various situations, such as in the workplace or in personal relationships. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for creating positive emotions when making requests or giving instructions. By using positive language, humor, enthusiasm, and connecting to values, anyone can improve communication and increase compliance with requests or instructions. Chapter 43. Watch your body language. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of nonverbal communication and the impact it has on how others perceive us. The chapter begins by explaining how nonverbal communication, such as body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, can often convey more meaning than words. Therefore, it is important to pay attention to our own nonverbal communication and be aware of how it may be perceived by others. To improve our body language, the author suggests several strategies, including 1. Stand tall. Good posture conveys confidence and openness. Stand up straight with your shoulders back and your head held high. 2. Make eye contact. Making eye contact shows that you are interested in the other person and helps to establish a connection. 3. Smile. A smile can help to put others at ease and convey friendliness. 4. Use gestures. Gesturing can help to emphasize points and add energy to communication. However, it's important to avoid gestures that are distracting or aggressive. 5. Mirror others. Mirroring the body language of others can help to establish rapport and build trust. The chapter also provides several examples of how body language can impact communication and relationships, such as in job interviews, meetings, and personal interactions. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for improving nonverbal communication and using body language to convey confidence, openness, and friendliness. By being aware of our body language and making small adjustments, anyone can improve communication and build stronger relationships. Chapter 44. Recognize the worth of every individual. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of valuing and respecting every individual, regardless of their background, beliefs, or status. The chapter begins by explaining how everyone has their own unique perspective and experiences that shape their beliefs and behaviors. Therefore, it's important to recognize the worth of every individual and treat them with respect and dignity. To recognize the worth of every individual, the author suggests several strategies, including 1. Listen actively. Listening actively to others shows that you value their opinions and perspectives. 2. Practice empathy. Empathy involves putting yourself in someone else's shoes and understanding their feelings and experiences. 3. Avoid stereotypes. Stereotyping involves making assumptions based on someone's appearance or background. It's important to avoid these assumptions and treat each person as an individual. 4. Appreciate diversity. Appreciating diversity involves recognizing and valuing differences in culture, beliefs, and experiences. The chapter also provides several examples of how recognizing the worth of every individual can improve communication and relationships, such as in the workplace or in personal interactions. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for valuing and respecting every individual. By listening actively, practicing empathy, avoiding stereotypes, and appreciating diversity, anyone can improve communication and build stronger relationships. Chapter 45. Talk about your own mistakes first. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of admitting our own mistakes before pointing out the mistakes of others. The chapter begins by explaining how admitting our own mistakes can help to establish trust and build rapport with others. When we acknowledge our own faults and vulnerabilities, we become more relatable and approachable to others. To talk about your own mistakes first, the author suggests several strategies, including 1. Be honest, admit your own mistakes and shortcomings honestly and openly. 2. Take responsibility for your mistakes and avoid making excuses or blaming others. 3. Be humble. Being humble involves recognizing that we all make mistakes and that we have room for improvement. 4. Offer solutions. After admitting your own mistakes, offer solutions or ideas for improvement. The chapter also provides several examples of how talking about your own mistakes first can improve communication and relationships, such as in the workplace or in personal interactions. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for admitting our own mistakes and taking responsibility for our actions. By being honest, humble, and offering solutions, anyone can improve communication and build stronger relationships based on trust and mutual respect. Chapter 46. Be nice. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of being nice to others and treating them with kindness and respect. The chapter begins by explaining how being nice can have a positive impact on others, including improving their mood and building trust and rapport. Being nice involves showing empathy, being patient, and treating others with respect and dignity. To be nice, the author suggests several strategies, including 1. Show appreciation. Show appreciation for others by saying thank you, giving compliments, and acknowledging their efforts. 2. Be courteous. Being courteous involves showing good manners and etiquette, such as holding doors open or offering a greeting. 3. Be empathetic. Empathy involves putting yourself in someone else's shoes and understanding their feelings and experiences. 4. Be patient. Being patient involves being understanding and tolerant of others, even when they make mistakes or take longer than expected. The chapter also provides several examples of how being nice can improve communication and relationships, such as in the workplace or in personal interactions. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for being nice to others. By showing appreciation, being courteous, empathetic, and patient, anyone can improve communication and build stronger relationships based on kindness and respect. Chapter 47. Be positive. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of maintaining a positive attitude and mindset. The chapter begins by explaining how a positive attitude can have a profound impact on our lives and the lives of those around us. A positive attitude involves focusing on the good in any situation, being optimistic, and looking for solutions rather than dwelling on problems. To be positive, the author suggests several strategies, including 1. Focus on the positive. Focus on the positive aspects of any situation or interaction, rather than dwelling on the negative. 2. Practice gratitude. Practice gratitude by acknowledging and appreciating the good things in your life. 3. Stay optimistic. Maintain an optimistic outlook, even in difficult situations. 4. Look for solutions. Instead of focusing on problems, focus on finding solutions and taking action to improve the situation. The chapter also provides several examples of how being positive can improve communication and relationships, such as in the workplace or in personal interactions. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for maintaining a positive attitude and mindset. By focusing on the positive, practicing gratitude, staying optimistic, and looking for solutions, anyone can improve communication and build stronger relationships based on positivity and optimism. Chapter 48. Praise and praise a lot. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of praising others and providing positive feedback. The chapter begins by explaining how praise can have a powerful impact on others, including boosting their confidence, motivation, and self-esteem. Praise involves acknowledging and appreciating the good in others, and providing positive feedback for their efforts and accomplishments. To praise others, the author suggests several strategies, including 1. Be specific, provide specific feedback on what the person did well, and how it impacted you or others. 2. Be timely, provide feedback as soon as possible, to ensure the person remembers what they did well. 3. Be sincere, praise should be genuine and sincere, rather than just for the sake of providing positive feedback. 4. Be consistent, make a habit of praising others regularly, to reinforce positive behavior and build trust and rapport. The chapter also provides several examples of how praising others can improve communication and relationships, such as in the workplace or in personal interactions. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for praising others and providing positive feedback. By being specific, timely, sincere, and consistent, anyone can improve communication and build stronger relationships based on positivity and appreciation. Chapter 49: How to Make a Good Impression. In this chapter, the author provides practical advice on how to make a good first impression and build rapport with others. The chapter begins by explaining the importance of making a good first impression, as it sets the tone for future interactions and relationships. The author suggests that making a good impression involves several key elements, including 1. Appearance, dress appropriately for the occasion and ensure good personal hygiene. 2. Body language, use open and confident body language, such as maintaining eye contact, smiling, and standing up straight. 3. Communication, use positive and friendly language, and be attentive to the other person's needs and interests. 4. Attitude, have a positive and optimistic attitude, and be open and receptive to the other person's ideas and opinions. The chapter provides practical tips on how to improve each of these elements, such as choosing appropriate clothing, practicing confident body language, and practicing active listening. The author also emphasizes the importance of being authentic and genuine, rather than trying to be someone you are not. By being true to yourself and showing genuine interest and care for others, you can build strong and meaningful relationships based on trust and respect. Overall, the chapter offers practical advice for making a good first impression and building rapport with others. By paying attention to your appearance, body language, communication, and attitude, and by being authentic and genuine, anyone can make a positive impact on those around them and build strong relationships. Chapter 50: Help others to like themselves better. Boost their self-esteem. In this chapter, the author discusses the importance of self-esteem and provides practical advice on how to help others improve their self-esteem. The chapter begins by defining self-esteem as the way in which people feel about themselves and their worth as individuals. The author explains that self-esteem can have a significant impact on a person's well-being, relationships, and success in life. The author then goes on to provide practical tips on how to help others improve their self-esteem, including 1. Acknowledge their strengths, recognize and acknowledge the things that the person does well and highlight their positive qualities. 2. Give genuine compliments, offer sincere and specific compliments to the person, rather than general or insincere ones. 3. Show appreciation for the person's efforts and contributions, and express gratitude for their presence in your life. 4. Listen actively, practice active listening and be fully present when the person is speaking, without interrupting or judging. 5. Encourage positive self-talk, encourage the person to use positive self-talk and challenge negative self-beliefs. By implementing these strategies, the author suggests that you can help others to feel better about themselves and improve their self-esteem. The author also emphasizes the importance of being genuine and authentic when offering praise and support, rather than simply going through the motions. Overall, the chapter provides practical advice on how to help others improve their self-esteem and feel better about themselves. By acknowledging their strengths, offering genuine compliments, showing appreciation, listening actively, and encouraging positive self-talk, you can help others to become more confident and self-assured, and ultimately, build stronger and more meaningful relationships. Chapter 51: Make it look easy. In this chapter, the author discusses the importance of making things look effortless and the impact it can have on the people around you. The chapter begins by highlighting the fact that people are drawn to individuals who make things look easy. The author explains that when you make something look effortless, it gives the impression that you are skilled and confident in your abilities, which can be attractive and impressive to others. The author goes on to provide practical tips on how to make things look easy, including 1. Practice. the more you practice something, the easier it will become. By putting in the time and effort to master a skill or task, you can make it look effortless. 2. Stay relaxed. When you are tense or stressed, it can be difficult to make things look easy. By staying relaxed and composed, you can convey a sense of ease and confidence. 3. Be confident. Confidence is key when it comes to making things look easy. By believing in yourself and your abilities, you can convey a sense of ease and competence to others. 4. Simplify. Break tasks or skills down into smaller, more manageable steps. By simplifying things, you can make them look easier and more approachable. 5. Practice humility. Even if you are skilled and competent, it's important to remain humble and approachable. By being down-to-earth and relatable, you can make others feel comfortable and at ease. By implementing these strategies, the author suggests that you can make things look easy and impress others with your skills and abilities. The author also emphasizes the importance of being genuine and authentic, rather than simply putting on a show. When you make things look easy, it should be because you truly are skilled and confident in your abilities. Overall, the chapter provides practical advice on how to make things look easy and impress others with your skills and abilities. By practicing, staying relaxed, being confident, simplifying, and practicing humility, you can convey a sense of ease and competence to those around you, and ultimately, become a people magnet. Chapter 52. Use positive talk. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of using positive language and the impact it can have on your relationships with others. The chapter begins by discussing the power of words and how they can shape our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. The author explains that by using positive language, we can create a more positive and supportive environment for ourselves and those around us. The author goes on to provide practical tips on how to use positive language, including 1. Use positive affirmations. The author suggests using positive affirmations to reinforce positive thoughts and beliefs about ourselves. For example, saying "I am confident and capable" can help us feel more positive and confident in our abilities. 2. Use positive language in communication. When communicating with others, the author suggests using positive language to convey a sense of support and encouragement. For example, saying "I believe in you" can help someone feel more confident and supported. 3. Focus on solutions, not problems. The author suggests reframing problems as opportunities for growth and using positive language to focus on solutions. For example, saying "let's work together to find a solution" can help shift the focus from the problem to the solution. 4. Avoid negative self-talk. The author cautions against using negative self-talk, which can undermine our confidence and self-esteem. Instead, the author suggests using positive self-talk to reinforce positive beliefs about ourselves. By implementing these strategies, the author suggests that we can use positive language to create a more positive and supportive environment for ourselves and those around us. The author also emphasizes the importance of consistency and persistence in using positive language, as it can take time to change our language patterns. Overall, the chapter provides practical advice on how to use positive language to improve our relationships and create a more positive and supportive environment. By using positive affirmations, positive language in communication, focusing on solutions, and avoiding negative self-talk, we can become more positive and supportive people and ultimately, become people magnets. Chapter 53. Be friendly. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of being friendly to others and how it can help you become more likable. Being friendly is a key trait that can help you establish connections with people and create positive impressions. According to the author, being friendly means being approachable, warm, and positive towards others. This can involve small actions like smiling, making eye contact, and showing genuine interest in others' lives. The author goes on to provide some tips on how to be more friendly, such as using people's names, making small talk, and finding common ground with others. The author also recommends being a good listener, as this shows that you care about what others have to say and can help you build deeper connections. Another important aspect of being friendly is showing kindness and generosity towards others. This can involve doing small things like holding the door open or offering to help someone with a task. The author notes that these small acts of kindness can make a big difference in how others perceive you. In conclusion, being friendly is an important trait that can help you become more likable and establish positive connections with others. By showing warmth, positivity, and kindness towards others, you can create a more welcoming and enjoyable environment for everyone around you. Chapter 54. Write a thank you note. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of expressing gratitude and how writing a thank you note can help you become more likable. The author starts by highlighting the benefits of expressing gratitude, such as increasing happiness and well-being, improving relationships, and boosting self-esteem. The author then goes on to suggest that writing a thank you note is a powerful way to show gratitude and appreciation towards others. The author provides some tips on how to write a great thank you note, such as being specific about what you are grateful for, using a warm and sincere tone, and mentioning the positive impact the person has had on your life. The author also recommends writing the note by hand, as this can make it more personal and heartfelt. The author notes that writing a thank you note can be a great way to strengthen relationships and build deeper connections with others. By expressing your gratitude and appreciation towards others, you can make them feel valued and appreciated, which can help create a more positive and supportive environment. In conclusion, writing a thank you note is a simple but powerful way to show gratitude and appreciation towards others. By taking the time to express your thanks in a sincere and heartfelt way, you can strengthen relationships and become more likable to those around you. Chapter 55. Beware of people with false self-esteem. In this chapter, the author discusses the concept of false self-esteem and how it can negatively impact relationships. The author defines false self-esteem as a sense of confidence and self-worth that is not based on a person's true abilities, achievements, or values. Instead, false self-esteem is often rooted in external validation, such as material possessions or social status. The author notes that people with false self-esteem may come across as arrogant, entitled, or overly defensive. The author emphasizes that false self-esteem can be harmful to relationships, as it can lead to a lack of empathy and understanding towards others. People with false self-esteem may be more focused on their own needs and desires, and may not take the time to truly listen to others or consider their perspectives. The author suggests that it is important to be aware of people with false self-esteem and to approach them with caution. The author recommends setting boundaries and not allowing yourself to be manipulated or mistreated by people with false self-esteem. The author also suggests that it is important to cultivate genuine self-esteem, which is based on a person's true abilities, values, and accomplishments. By focusing on personal growth and self-improvement, rather than external validation, people can build a strong sense of self-esteem that is rooted in authenticity and self-awareness. In conclusion, false self-esteem can be harmful to relationships, and it is important to be aware of people who exhibit this trait. By setting boundaries and cultivating genuine self-esteem, people can build healthier relationships and become more likable to those around them. Chapter 56. Put yourself in other people's shoes. The chapter begins by emphasizing the importance of empathy and understanding in building strong relationships with others. The author notes that too often, people are quick to judge and criticize others without considering their perspective, which can lead to misunderstandings and conflict. The author then offers several tips for practicing empathy and putting oneself in other people's shoes. These tips include: 1. Listen actively. When someone is speaking, focus your attention on what they are saying and try to understand their point of view. Avoid interrupting or judging them prematurely. 2. Ask questions. To gain a better understanding of someone's perspective, ask questions that encourage them to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings. 3. Look for common ground. Even if you don't agree with someone's point of view, try to find areas of agreement or shared experiences that you can relate to. For practice perspective taking, imagine yourself in the other person's situation and try to understand how they might be feeling. This can help you approach the situation with greater empathy and understanding. The author also notes that practicing empathy can have numerous benefits, including improving communication, reducing conflict, and building stronger relationships. He concludes by encouraging readers to make an effort to understand others and to approach every interaction with empathy and an open mind. Chapter 57. Be sympathetic with the other person. The chapter begins by discussing the difference between empathy and sympathy, noting that while empathy involves understanding and sharing someone's feelings, sympathy involves feeling sorry for them. The author then argues that while sympathy can be helpful in some situations, it can also be problematic if it is accompanied by a sense of superiority or a lack of understanding. Instead, he suggests that being sympathetic with others involves acknowledging their feelings and offering support and encouragement, without judging or belittling them. The author offers several tips for being more sympathetic with others, including 1. Validate their feelings. When someone shares their feelings with you, acknowledge their emotions and let them know that you understand why they feel that way. 2. Offer support. If someone is going through a difficult time, offer to help them in any way you can. This could involve offering practical support, such as running errands or providing meals, or emotional support, such as listening to them and offering encouragement. 3. Avoid judging. Try to avoid making judgments or giving unsolicited advice. Instead, focus on being supportive and understanding. 4. Be present. When someone is sharing their feelings with you, give them your full attention and try to be present in the moment. This can help them feel heard and understood. The author concludes by noting that being sympathetic with others requires a genuine desire to understand and support them. By showing empathy and sympathy towards others, we can build stronger relationships and create a more compassionate and supportive world. Chapter 58. Don't make assumptions. The chapter begins by discussing the danger of making assumptions about other people's thoughts, feelings, and motivations. The author notes that assumptions can lead to misunderstandings and conflict, and that they often reflect our own biases and prejudices rather than the truth. The author offers several tips for avoiding assumptions and improving communication with others, including 1. Ask questions. Instead of assuming that you know what someone is thinking or feeling, ask them directly. This can help you gain a better understanding of their perspective and avoid misunderstandings. 2. Be open-minded. Try to approach every conversation with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Avoid making snap judgments or jumping to conclusions based on limited information. 3. Avoid stereotypes. Be aware of your own biases and prejudices, and try to avoid stereotyping people based on their race, gender, or other characteristics. Instead, treat each person as an individual with their own unique thoughts and feelings. 4. Clarify your own thoughts and feelings. Before jumping to conclusions about someone else's thoughts or feelings, take a moment to clarify your own. This can help you approach the conversation with greater clarity and empathy. The author concludes by noting that avoiding assumptions requires a willingness to listen and understand others, as well as a commitment to self-reflection and growth. By avoiding assumptions and communicating with empathy and openness, we can build stronger relationships and create a more harmonious world. Chapter 59. Don't take anything personally. The chapter begins by discussing the tendency of people to take things personally, which can lead to hurt feelings, anger, and conflict. The author notes that taking things personally often reflects our own insecurities and fears, rather than the true intentions of the other person. He suggests that instead of reacting emotionally, we should take a step back and try to view the situation objectively. The author offers several tips for not taking things personally, including 1. Don't assume the worst. When someone says or does something that upsets you, try not to assume the worst. Instead, consider other possible explanations for their behavior. 2. Separate fact from fiction. When you feel like someone is attacking you, try to separate their actual words or actions from the story you are telling yourself about what those words or actions mean. 3. Focus on your own reactions. Instead of blaming the other person for your feelings, focus on your own reactions and what you can do to manage them in a healthy way. 4. Practice self-compassion. When you feel hurt or upset, practice self-compassion by acknowledging your feelings and treating yourself with kindness and understanding. The author concludes by noting that not taking things personally requires a strong sense of self-worth and an ability to view situations objectively. By developing these skills, we can reduce conflict and build stronger relationships with others. Chapter 60. Stop spending time with the wrong people. The chapter begins by discussing the importance of surrounding ourselves with positive and supportive people, rather than those who bring us down or hold us back. The author notes that spending time with negative or toxic people can have a detrimental impact on our mental health and well-being. He suggests that instead of trying to change these people, we should focus on finding new, positive relationships that can help us grow and thrive. The author offers several tips for identifying and avoiding toxic people, including 1. Pay attention to how you feel. When you spend time with someone, pay attention to how you feel afterwards. If you feel drained, upset, or anxious, it may be a sign that this person is not a positive influence in your life. 2. Set boundaries. If you do have to interact with a negative person, set clear boundaries to protect your own well-being. This could involve limiting the amount of time you spend with them or avoiding certain topics of conversation. 3. Surround yourself with positive people. Seek out relationships with people who inspire and motivate you, and who share your values and goals. 4. Practice self-care. When you are surrounded by negative people, it's important to take care of your own mental and physical health. This could involve practicing mindfulness, exercising, or seeking support from a therapist or counselor. The author concludes by noting that spending time with positive and supportive people is essential for our happiness and success. By identifying and avoiding toxic relationships, we can create a more fulfilling and rewarding life. Chapter 61. Get rid of perfectionism. The chapter begins by discussing the dangers of perfectionism, which can lead to stress, anxiety, and a fear of failure. The author notes that perfectionism can also damage our relationships with others, as we may become overly critical or demanding of those around us. He suggests that instead of striving for perfection, we should focus on progress and growth. The author offers several tips for overcoming perfectionism, including 1. Set realistic goals. Instead of setting impossibly high standards for yourself, set goals that are challenging but achievable. This can help you build confidence and avoid feelings of failure. 2. Embrace imperfection. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes and that imperfection is a natural part of the learning process. By embracing your flaws and imperfections, you can develop greater self-acceptance and compassion. 3. Practice self-compassion. When you make a mistake or fall short of your goals, practice self-compassion by treating yourself with kindness and understanding. 4. Celebrate progress. Instead of focusing solely on the end result, celebrate your progress along the way. This can help you stay motivated and build momentum towards your goals. The author concludes by noting that overcoming perfectionism requires a willingness to embrace imperfection and focus on growth rather than perfection. By cultivating self-compassion and celebrating progress, we can build stronger relationships and achieve greater success in all areas of our lives. Chapter 62. Solve your problems right away. The chapter begins by discussing the importance of addressing problems in a timely manner, rather than letting them fester and grow. The author notes that when we avoid dealing with problems, they can become bigger and more complex, causing more stress and anxiety. He suggests that by tackling problems head-on, we can reduce our stress levels and improve our relationships with others. The author offers several tips for solving problems quickly and effectively, including 1. Identify the problem. The first step in solving a problem is to clearly identify what it is. This involves taking a step back and objectively assessing the situation. 2. Develop a plan. Once you have identified the problem, develop a plan for addressing it. This could involve breaking the problem down into smaller steps, seeking advice from others, or brainstorming potential solutions. 3. Take action. Once you have a plan in place, take action to implement it. This may involve having a difficult conversation with someone, making a change in your own behavior, or seeking outside help. 4. Evaluate the outcome. After taking action to solve a problem, evaluate the outcome to determine whether it was successful. If the problem persists, you may need to adjust your approach or seek additional support. The author concludes by noting that by addressing problems promptly and effectively, we can reduce our stress levels, improve our relationships with others, and achieve greater success in all areas of our lives. Conclusion of the book. In How to Become a People Magnet, Mark Reclaw has presented a comprehensive guide to improving our social skills and becoming more attractive to others. Throughout the book, he has offered practical advice and actionable strategies for developing self-confidence, building strong relationships, and improving our communication skills. The book emphasizes the importance of listening, empathy, and understanding in building strong relationships, as well as the need to avoid negative behaviors such as complaining, criticizing, and gossiping. Reclaw also stresses the importance of setting goals, managing our time effectively, and taking care of our physical and emotional health. Overall, How to Become a People Magnet offers a wealth of advice and insights for anyone looking to improve their social skills and build stronger relationships. By following the strategies outlined in the book, readers can develop greater self-confidence, enhance their communication skills, and become more successful in both their personal and professional lives. Book's link is given in the description. You can buy the book from Amazon. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, comment and share our video, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. The Financial Freedom is the book written by me. In this book, I explained the pillars of personal finance and step-by-step guide to achieve the financial freedom. In this book, I have explained how rich get richer and poor get poorer with examples. Also, I have explained how much money required to achieve financial freedom using 4% rule. This book's link is given in the description. You can buy the book using that link.